Keeping up with our motto, let learning be a joy and teaching a pleasure, here we are with the remote teaching and learning process to bridge the gap. Happy learning to all students. Hello, students. In this session, we will continue chapter number 4, The Freedom Struggle of 1857. In the previous session, we covered the struggle before 1857 and the causes of the struggle of 1857. Today, we will cover the following topics: the scope of the struggle, leadership of the struggle, crushing of the struggle, causes of failure of struggle, and consequence of the freedom struggle. So let's begin with scope of struggle. Scope here means extent, boundary, and area till this revolt spread. So after hearing about the death of Mangal Pandey, Indian sepoys marched towards Delhi, as we have studied about this in the last session, and they handed over the leadership of the freedom struggle to Mughal Emperor Bahadur Shah. So, with this, they captured Delhi from the Britishers, and their self confidence increased with this because they achieved something. Now, it gave encouragement to other soldiers, and the revolt soon spread in North India. So, which were those areas where the revolt spread? They were Lucknow, Allahabad, Kanpur, Bareilly, Jhansi, and Banaras. So, all the places you can see over here on the map. And after spreading in North India, the revolt also spread in some parts of South India. In the revolt, Chhatrapati Pratap Singh of Satara, here you can see Satara, and we have studied about Chhatrapati Pratap Singh in third lesson. He and his officer Rango Bapuji, Chinma Sahib of Kolhapur, Bala Sahib, Bhave of Narkund, Bhagoji Naik of Ahmednagar were in the forefront. It means they were the main leaders. And royal queens of Pate, Sargana from Nasik district also participated in the struggle. Pate is a locality in the city of Pune and which were established during Maratha and Peshwa rule. So in 1857, under the leadership of Kajar Singh, the Bhils also revolted, whereas Shankar Shah led the revolt in Satpura region. 400 female Bhils participated in the revolt at Khandesh. So Khandesh was a district of Bombay Presidency during British era, and in present time it includes Jalgaon, Dhule, and a portion of Nasik district in Maharashtra. So these were the places where the revolt took place. Next, we will see the leadership of the struggle. During the 18th century, after the weakening of Mughal Empire, invaders like Nadir Shah and Ahmad Shah Abdali attacked India. Now Marathas understood that Mughal Empire cannot face all these foreign invasions, so they took the responsibility of safeguarding India. Okay, so the Marathas fought against Abdali at Panipat, and now the uh, descendants of Mughal Bahadur Shah was incapable of fighting against the Britishers. So understanding the situation, Nana Sahib Peshwa, Rani Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi, and Tatya Tope took up the charge of the freedom struggle of 1857. So, in this struggle, we can see the Hindu Muslim unity. How? Because Maulvi Ahmad Allah Kuwar Singh, Mughal commander Bakht Khan, Begum Hazrat Mahal led the revolt in various regions. So, everybody fought unitedly in this struggle. Next, we move towards crushing the struggle. Everyone, including soldiers, zamindars, kings, commander, and common people, fought against the British. Though it was started by the sepoys in the beginning, and they were succeeded, but slowly and steadily many people joined or took part in the struggle. But what happened that military strength and administration of British rule was very vast. So Britishers crushed the struggle using all means. Whatever they could do, they did that. And within next 6 months, they regained their lost territories. Rani Lakshmibai, Kunwar Singh, and Ahmadullah Khan lost their lives on the battlefield. Bahadur Shah was sent to Rangoon. He was imprisoned there, and Nana Sahib and Begum Hazrat Mahal took shelter in Nepal. The resistance of Tatya Tope lasted for 10 months. It means he fought for 10 months against the British, but due to the betrayal or the cheating of some people, he was caught and hanged to death. So, in this way, by the end of 1858, the British ruthlessly crushed down the struggle. Okay, so we can say Hindu, Muslim, common people, princely states, everybody fought together for the same reason of overthrowing the Britishers from India. Okay, so but the struggle did not get the complete success. What were the reasons? What were the causes behind that? So we will see that now. So the first reason for the failure of the struggle was that it was not comprehensive. It means that the struggle did not take part all over India at once. Its intensity or power was more in North India, whereas Rajputana, Punjab, some parts of Bengal, and Northwest India remained aloof. It means they did not participate in this. Next, lack of central leadership. As every movement requires some sort of discipline and a leader to guide, this uh, in this struggle, the sepoys lacked one clear leader, and there were several. And they also did not have any logical plan by which the Britishers would be routed. So, due to all these reasons, there was no uniformity in the struggle against Britishers, and thus it proved to be a it didn't prove to be a real success. And the next one is most of the feudatory princes remained aloof. Just as the common people suffered due to British rule, similarly the princes also were suffering. But except a few of except means we can say only a few of them participated in the revolt, and others like Prince of Patiala, Prince of Kashmir, they remained away from this. Why? Because they were helping. They were at the side of Britishers. They were loyal towards them. So they did not participate in this struggle. Lack of military tactics. Tactics here means strategy or plan. Indian soldiers were no doubt that they were brave, but they did not use tactics. They captured Delhi, but they could not retain it for longer period of time. Similar, the Indian rebels had limited armed supply. On the other hand, the Britishers had economic strength, disciplined army, enough stock of latest arms, experienced army generals, and transport and communication were also in their hand. Because of that, they could send their soldiers at any place easily. So, due to this, the Indian sepoys could not succeed because wars are fought not only based on bravery but some military strength, military strategies, and planning is also required in these things. Next is international situation favorable for Britishers. The Crimean War with Russia was just got over. Crimean War was a war fought between Russia at one side and British, French, and Turks on the other side. Russia lost the battle and Britishers and other countries won. So now the army was free from the Crimean War and the Britishers called that army to participate in this they participate in this 1857 struggle. So, and Britishers also have good relationship with other countries, and they were using all the sea routes. Because of that, the naval strength, the navy of the British was very vast and strong, whereas Indian rebels were isolated. They have no they had no such sources with them. So after causes, we will see the consequences of the freedom struggle and end of the British rule. So this struggle shook the foundation of British power in India. British Parliament ended the rule of East India Company and instead take over the responsibility of ruling over the people of India through the Government of India Act 1858. And the post of Governor General was now changed to Viceroy of India. Lord Canning, who was the last Governor General, he became the first Viceroy of India. Now the Queen Victoria made some proclamation. It means she declared something. What she said? She said all Indians are like their children, and so no discrimination will be there on the basis of race, religion, caste, and place of birth. Government services will be given on merit basis. There will be no interference in religious affairs of Indian people. It was made clear that British Crown will honor all treaties and agreements made by company with the rulers of princely states, and from now onwards there will be no more territorial expansion. It means they will not annex any other state in future. Change in the composition of army. What happened that the number of Indian soldiers in the army was reduced and number of British soldiers were increased. Why? To ensure loyalty and efficiency, because Britishers were aware that now Indians will not stand by them in such a situation. So they increased the number of British soldiers. English officers were placed at strategic locations. It means at all important centers, Britishers were appointed. Artillery was kept completely in hands of the British. Artillery means high quality firing guns or cannons or missile launchers. Everything was with them. There was division of military on the basis of caste. Different groups of army were made on the basis of caste. Change in policy. Now, what the Britishers did, they changed their policy towards India. They accepted the policy of non interference in social and religious aspects of Indians. And they also started taking care that the Indian society will not be united on social grounds. They adopted the policy of polluting the minds of Indians by following the policy of divide and rule. So what they did for that? For this, they tried that there would be constant conflicts between among people on the basis of caste, religion, race, territory, etc. So we can see that due to the freedom struggle of 1857, the Indians felt of giving a united fight. Now they understood that because of some shortcomings, they could not overcome the British rule. So the freedom struggle of 1857 became an inspiration for them for the next Indian freedom struggle. Okay, so that's all for today, students. Our chapter is over. So we covered the events of it before 1857. What are the causes? What were the consequences? And what were the failure of this struggle? Okay, thank you so much. Listen to the watch this video carefully and write down your doubts. Thank you so much.